Hi, everyone. I'm Mr. Neal, and Design for Change is an elective for grade 9 and 10 students. It's a really, I think, unusual choice for you, but one that I think you'll enjoy. What we do, in essence, is take design thinking and try to solve real world problems. And so this operates more like a startup business than it does a traditional class. Design thinking is not something new to the course. You're going to find it in lots of different places. Like IDEO is a design firm that's world famous for bringing this type of thinking kind of to the forefront. But at MIT's Media Lab or Stanford's D School, they use design thinking, even something like Project Runway. And what does it look like? Well, essentially, you work in teams and you're given a problem, you study that problem, and then you brainstorm possible solutions and you prototype and then put those solutions out into the world. It's very much like what you would do within, say, design and technology. However, what makes it different is sometimes it's not a product that you build, but maybe a campaign or an action, and that's going to be up to you to decide. What binds everything together is design thinking. This is not an elective that's tied to any specific subject. I like to think of it as you take all the skills that you have from all your different subjects and try to use them when you're building your solutions. What these might be, sometimes you might be building a solar charger for cell phones, or teaching young kids about plastic pollution, or looking at a messy cafeteria and trying to say, well, how do we change people's behavior with nudge theory and some other things? You take on big problems like world hunger and small problems like somebody needs a good place to hang their keys. The general skills that you'll learn, you're not going to learn everything from me. I'm not an expert in all these things. A lot of the learning happens from other people in the class, or you're teaching yourself. Now, I can teach you lots of things about public speaking or graphic design, but I'm rubbish at coding. And so I bring in other people to help with that as you learn those skills. Possible topics might be anything within the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We go to those quite a bit. You get to choose a lot of your choices. Every semester you have a solo side hustle where you learn some aspect of design that you decide that's different from everybody else. But one thing is always the same. I want students in the class choosing what are the topics that we're going to focus on. So if you sign up for next year, you'll get a choice of topics. What kind of person does well in design for change? A person who's independent, a person who's a team player. So you have to be able to work on your own, but also with others. You have to be creative, self-directed, curious. You want to have to change the world. And you have to be open-minded and even passionate. My big point is that design for change is not a class. It's a series of open-ended design experiences, and you have more control than the teacher does. But you don't have to just hear from me. Here are some students from Design for Change to tell you why they signed up for the class.
Hi, I'm Bernard, and I took Design for Change last year. And what I really enjoyed about the class is the freedom we had in the class. So we got into the real world and we're allowed to work on problems that we thought were important.
Hi, I'm Efe, and Design for Change was for me a perfect opportunity to enhance my creativity and evaluation skills while getting an insight into real world issues and how to solve these through original solutions.
Hi, I'm Ellie, and the reason I think Design for Change is such a great class is because it's a lot of fun and you get to learn a lot of things that you can apply to different aspects of life.
So if you're interested, please contact your counselor. And there is an application for this. It's not an application that's kind of academic based. There's some unusual questions where we try to see how creative are you and get a mix of personalities and experiences in the course. So hope you're interested and hope to see you next year.